Are you ready for this game?
So, no hard feelings about Monday night?
Nope.
All right, man. Let's have a good game.
Yeah, a good, clean game.
Jesus Christ, somebody hits me!
Low quality fans of our high quality Bruins team, that is not a dub. Not right. There's not a lot to get upset at this game about, nor is there a lot to be happy about. This is one of those middle of the road. It doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, because again, I don't really care about home ice advantage in these playoffs. Would I have liked to win? Of course. Did I think we were going to win? Yeah. Well up to the end of the game, I thought we were going to win. Even losing in overtime. I know overtime's a 50-50, but I kind of was surprised. The team is just... God, the Bruins are so much better than the Devils. And even when we weren't playing well during the game, the Devils were really going for us, you looked at it and kind of went, we still look better. Even if we're in our zone, we still look better. There was a guy who didn't look better. Which is a bummer, but we'll get there. We'll get there right now. Halak in net. Turned out that was a big oof, but we're gonna talk about him. There's some excuses. I don't want to bash the guy by any means after what he's been through this season. Other quick notes. Carlo is in. Miller is out. That was the expected interchange that we had talked about previously. Riley is feeling better from his maintenance days. He's in. Zaboral is out. That is almost our top six for a defenseman in a perfect scenario, except for Miller is likely to get the playoff starts on the third pairing on the right side over Cliffy, and Lauzon will be on the left. Before we get into this game, there is something way more interesting going on in the NHL, and that's the Tom Wilson debacle. I wasn't personally going to comment on this. I saw what had happened. I went, you know what? We weren't part of that game. I'm leaving alone. He's probably suspended for another, I don't know, let's say 6 or 7 games. I was wrong, admittedly. I don't think I should have been wrong, but I was wrong. For those of you who haven't been paying attention to this storyline, there are 2 actions that Tom Wilson had when he played the Rangers on Monday night that were suspendable. Buchnevich being down on the ice, face into the ice, and him kind of rabbit punching him and getting on his neck. Literally had his stick on the neck, all that. That's just asking for injury. No excuse for it. People are saying that Buchnevich was trying to kick the Capitals' goaltender. I don't buy that at all. He's sprawled out on the ground, whatever. That's suspendable to me. That action right there is suspendable. Panarin jumps on Wilson's back to get him off of Buchnevich because he doesn't want Buchnevich getting his head plowed into the ground. Tom Wilson way outweighs Panarin. And they tussle a little bit. He grabs Panarin by the hair and throws him headfirst into the ice. What the fuck is that? Disrespectful to the game? Yes, you could have won that fight. I don't even mind you winning the fight or throwing him off you or throwing him down, anything. But you didn't have to do that, and you know you didn't. So anyway, we're not going to turn this into a whole Tom Wilson batching segment because I can, and I would, but I don't feel like doing that. The league continues to ignore basically everything he does. And I'm really hoping that he has a Marchand trajectory where he starts to take more seriously his role as a hockey player, because he's a great hockey player, but he just refuses to get with the program. What's actually interesting about this situation isn't the fact that Tom Wilson got away from a suspension when he probably should have been suspended. Because, let's be honest, we're all kind of used to that. And most of us are on the side of being like, holy shit, this has to stop. And then there's some, usually Capitals fans, who are going, look, he's one of a couple players who does this. You just hate him more than everybody else. Look, I think those guys are probably a little biased. Just a little bit. Again, we're leaving that alone. No, the fascinating thing, the groundbreaking thing here, is that a team, an organization, comes out with a statement. This isn't a coach's interview. This isn't a player's interview or a GM's interview. No, a organization makes a statement calling for someone's job. Here, I'm gonna put it up real quickly, and you can pause the video or just take a look at this. This statement is absolutely insane. I respect it all day long, And you know, players, free agents coming up, they're looking at that going, look at that organization stand up for its players. This was a great move. They're going to get fined out the ass for it, but I don't think the Rangers care all that much. They called for a man's job, claiming he is unfit to fulfill his duties. That is huge! How often do you see that? Knowing there's going to be massive punishments for it. That is such a groundbreaking moment. And it's so rare. We've seen people criticize before. We absolutely have. We've seen organizations make statements before. Not like this. This is absolutely stunning. And it goes to show how serious the players are taking this. Because that team that is not in the playoffs, that really has no reason, other than obviously the health of its star player, but no reason to take this battle on right now, unless the players in the locker room are vehemently upset and are looking at the organization to help them. And that's what they did. I want to tip my hat to the New York Rangers. If my boss went out there and went, no, fuck you. You don't get to decide that my player's health isn't worth it. You don't get to do that. I'd be sitting there going, I'm going to play for this guy for fucking ever, and I'm going to bust my ass. And I don't want to put this in a light where the Rangers did this in some sort of, like, trickster way where it's like, well, free agents are going to love us if we do this. No, I think they fucking meant it. I think they really meant it. They called for a man's job. That is something else. Good on you. So guys, when I recorded that, and I just finished editing a little while ago, and the episode should be going up shortly, when I recorded that, that was all before the firing of the Rangers GM and their team president. So everything I said about an organization sticking up for players and all that, and the Rangers said it wasn't because of that statement, but I don't think any of us believe that right now. So yeah, just throw out all that. Just all of it. Just throw out every nice thing I said about them. Dolan just came in and went, nope. So, I don't know, man. I just out here doing our best, aren't we? Anyway, back to the game, and the puck drops, and Jersey starts with fire, but they're outmatched. They are having some nice entrances, some clean looks, but the Bruins, their will is still there, man, and their talent is too. We will give them an advantage, though. 4:20 blaze it into the period. And Grzelcyk is going to go for holding. Bit of a weak call, but holding. And it is a frantic penalty kill. We are not structured. They're getting chances left and right, but Halak's standing tall. But as we kill that frantic power play in which they get tons of chances, as it expires, Sharangovich gets a breakaway because he just skates right by Cliffy. Nice one. Cliffy slashes him to try to prevent any real scoring chance. We're back to the penalty kill directly after killing it. Another frantic penalty kill, but we're doing it. 3 seconds left, though. And McAvoy for tripping. Just a unadvised dive to try to make a play on the puck. And it's a good tripping call. And it's 5-on-3 for 3 seconds. At least it took him 4. Jersey wins the faceoff on the left circle. Puck gets back out to Zacha, who's at the top of the slot. He fires it mid-glove. Hammer of a shot. That's 1-0. Luckily, they deemed after 18 minutes of replay that it took 4 seconds to get in the net. That will result in a McAvoy penalty being killed, so we don't have to still kill off another one. But that's 3 penalties back-to-back to back, which results in a goal for them. So, big oof. And the book's out on Halak's glove this year, man. Halak's glove is weak, and he just keeps getting beat there. And sure, this is a great shot, but you still want him to have this. Period will end 1-0, but we've been the much better team, which, I mean, typical Devils game, right? Why is Blackwood a freaking god when he plays the Bruins? His record now is 4-0-2 against us this season. 4-0-2? Early in the second period, we are hammering them with everything we have. And Carlo, with a nice jump up into the play, draws a hooking call. So we're going to the power play. And about a minute into this power play, Bergie... fucking love that guy. Bergie wins a faceoff. Puck goes back to Grizz. Grizz feeds it to Pasta up at the point. He tries to hammer it, but he doesn't get all of it. Stick breaks. It kind of listfully carries forward. Bergie is in the slot, though. He collects the puck, has his back to Blackwood, and spins and snipes. All in one motion. It's a spinorama, high glove snipe. You can't make it look any prettier than that. And it's 1-1 on a power play goal. Captain Patrice Bergeron ties the game. Devils won't get their first shot on net until about 8 minutes into the period. We are really, really dominating so far. But it's still a tie game. And then your heart stops 10 minutes in. Oh, that looks like it hurts. That's Marchand careening into the boards. He tried to go inside Blackwood. Blackwood's inside between the net and oh god, it was just a mess. I don't even know why he attempted this. Trips on Blackwood's pad, flings into the boards. He gets up, and supposedly is fine. I don't know, I'm still waiting for a report on that one. If you like penis jokes, this next goal is for you, because Taylor Hall is flying down the right side, tries to get a shot off, but the puck gets poked away from him. Grizz is right behind him, and goes for a wrister, blocker side on Blackwood. Here's the thing. Hall kept moving towards the net, as he should. Turns to see if he's getting fed a pass. He's not. Realizes it's a shot. Jumps. And then off of his freaking knee, the inside, right in the thigh there, flings it in the net. Everyone's making ball jokes, penis jokes, wiener jokes, everything. Because I'm pretty sure he just scored with his dick. If that doesn't make a fan base love you, I don't know what does. I just don't. He's out here playing baseball. We do lose out on a good chance here because Jersey, they challenge for goalie interference. A very poor challenge. I honestly, after watching the replays, I don't even know what they were looking for. But they end up losing the challenge. They end up going on the penalty kill for delay of game. As you know, that rule changed. Now, if you challenge something and lose a challenge, you are charged with a penalty. Well, we don't do anything with it. We missed out on an opportunity to take a bigger lead. But 2-1 going into the third. We're outshooting them 27-13 going into the third. We're feeling pretty good about this. 3 minutes into the third, Coyle no longer on the bench. He took a high shot from Carlo. There was no update on his condition right now. As far as I'm aware, he's getting checked up on, but there's nothing to confirm either way. About 9 minutes in, though, a huge blunder by the Lauzon-McAvoy pairing. This is a shot from the right point, and the Devils are buzzing. They have some nice possession here. It's a nice shot. Gets to Halak. Halak makes the save. It goes right to Boquist. It's just all alone on the left side. And if you look at the structure of it, McAvoy had a Devils player. Lauzon, puck watching, just a few feet up. He went for the block of the original shot, but that left a man wide open. A bit of a blunder there. I think I probably want Halak just to be able to see it, and you take care of any of the trash that comes out of it. But is what it is. It's a tie game against the New Jersey Devils in the third period. But just a minute and a half later, Corrali with a great play. It's a fast entrance. Flies into the zone. Dishes to the right side where Pasta is. Pasta sees Corrali continuing to the net. That's what you want. And he fakes the shot just to make Blackwood commit a little bit too much. Flings the puck to Corrali, who just has to keep his stick down and deflects it right into the net. That's 3-2. Another one for Corrali. 12 minutes in, and Zacha gets a nice little look at Halak, and he fires one low. And Halak, thinking he has it, it squeaks through him. And it is literally rotating on the red line. And Lauzon, luckily, is there to smack it out. But 40 seconds later, and you want Halak to have this one, too. It's a breakaway by Sharangovich, just completely blows by Riley. Riley tried to make a play on the puck really high in our defensive zone. It's an awkward moment because you realize he thinks he has no options. He doesn't think he's going to be able to keep up with the speed regardless. So he tries something rather than nothing. Doesn't work out for him. This is one of the weaknesses we were aware of with Riley. You're going to see that sometimes. Sharangovich blows by him. Beats Halak blocker side around mid-blocker. Look, I know it's a breakaway for the most part, but the shot's from like 10 feet out. The angle isn't great. I don't know. Kind of want Halak to have that. 3-3, and the Devils continue to outplay us for most of the third. I still sat there and went, we're going to win this game. We're going to win this game. But we go to overtime, and it just doesn't work out. About 2 minutes in, Corrali hooks Boquist, and they just drain the rest of overtime. They keep the puck. They've got the 4-on-3. It's very, very, very easy when you have that kind of space to just maintain possession. So they bleed it down to about 2.5 minutes left of overtime. They just get a nice shot. It's a nice look. They cycle the puck down to Zacha, who's at the bottom left circle, and he just moves right in on Halak. There's enough space that defenders were able to give. Again, 4-on-3. He moves right in on him, fakes to the inside, short side, then comes back, throws it high glove. And I mean, Halak's not going to be making a game-saving glove save. That's for damn sure. So that's a 4-3 loss in overtime to the New Jersey Devils. It is not a devastating loss. It's a bummer. Again, you want to be moving up in the standings, but this is one I can really handle. That's fine. I can live with this. Let's come out with fire in the next game, but let's just make sure we're tuned up. We were experimenting with a couple lines there, especially on the defensive side. We're still tuning everything up for the playoffs. A couple player notes. Halak's been through a lot this year. He's faced injury. He got put on the COVID list. And while these things were happening, he watched two young defensemen kind of pass him on the depth chart. And then Vladar fell off because Vladar has never really been thought of that highly. But Swayman didn't fall off. And this was, in all believability, Halak's audition for the backup job. And he'll get probably one more start before the season ends. Not a good showing. There's a lot of excuses you can make for Halak here. I am not bashing him. I'm not bashing his work ethic. I'm not bashing his game. What I am saying is he has lost the backup job to Jeremy Swayman. Hopefully, that doesn't matter in the playoffs anyway. But Halak takes that very personally, and he's going to work hard. This season might be a reflection of all the challenges he has had to face. We all know that he's taken a step back the past year or two, but he's still a very good backup in this league. And he deserves the patience, especially after what he went through this season. We know if we're seeing him in the playoffs, it's a bad situation anyway. So let's not make a bigger deal out of this than we have to. It is possible that it affects next season, but we'll get there when we get there. Next season should be on no one's mind in the Bruins organization right now. There's too much. There's too much at stake in the next couple of weeks. We have a team that can go on a run. Halak, you're not going to be the number one in the playoffs anyway. And if something happens to Rask, I don't care if it's Halak or Swayman, we're probably not going very deep. Another negative, Freddie has completely lost his edge. He had one good shift in the third period. That's all I saw of him. I don't get it. I don't get why he was reinserted into the lineup. And I don't know why DeBrusk was moved to the left side again. I don't get it. Why you would take Kuhlman out after the game he had and put Freddie in. I don't get it. But here's a couple positive ones. In a game where Carlo was supposed to look rusty, he looked pretty damn good. McAvoy had kind of a lackluster one. He was in charge of a few bad turnovers. Grizz looked amazing. He was doing all sorts of crazy shit out there. And Hall continues to impress with his back check. That guy can play defense. I mean, sure, not... He's kind of like Pasta, where if it's your last guy back, you're like, well, maybe not great, but he can back check. He's there. He gets in the way. He's blocking shots. Hall is not a bum. I was so wrong about the effort level we were going to get from Hall. And I'm so glad that I'm wrong about it. Because he has been very, very good. Last little note. Remember when we were counting goals and it was the perfection line versus everyone else and the perfection line was winning? Do you know what the score is right now? It's 88-67. The secondary scoring has taken off. They've outscored them. It was tied at 44 at one point, I think. I mean, jeez. Just really, really nice to see that number be distanced. All right, guys, it does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Bees!